And we're live.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to Film Bros University, everybody. Today the Poiraz has returned. We have him back on the show. Benzion is not in this part of the episode because he didn't see the movie. Yesterday, we're going to be talking about Air. It's Ben Affleck's fifth movie. He directed and starred in it. There's an insane lineup of actors in this movie. But this is going to be a non-spoiler discussion about the movie. So what did you think of Air?
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. It's like the performances were pretty great. I mean, it's Viola Davis, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Right, so you can't really go wrong with those actors in any way. But it's just like I don't know, like the movie, it didn't need to be like deep, but it's simple, it's to the point, it's entertaining throughout. I don't think I was ever bored in the entire thing, but it's like not necessarily in great territory. I feel it's like good though.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Same as you, I enjoyed the film, maybe a little bit more than you, but one thing that really stood out to me throughout the movie, as you said, there wasn't a moment where I was bored. The pacing was very good in this movie. It felt almost too short at a certain point. Where, like, when it gets to the moment, the penultimate moment of Jordan signing with Nike, it's like, we got here pretty quick. And considering the runtime is about 112 minutes, it got there fast. So that's one thing I commend the movie for, was keeping me entertained. I really liked the aspect ratio. I thought that was a standout, like going for like the 80s-ish vibe. I feel like that was good.
Wait, was it? I thought it was just standard like 1.85 or something, or just.
It wasn't even. It wasn't. It was like. What's it called? It was more squarish. It was almost. It was nearly like 4:3, unless that is. So, I'm not too sure about the aspect ratios like that. I just know it wasn't widescreen.
I got you. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it was more in the color. I mean, it's in the color grading, the fits, like being in Oregon and shit, and the like style of like Jordan's agent, like stuff like that.
Yeah, and the cars in the movie that Porsche,
the grape Porsche.
The grape Porsche.
Spoiler alert: the grape Porsche.
Well, that's in the trailer, so we're in the clear for that. But yeah, I feel like Affleck really captured the '80s pretty well. There's a lot of. I don't know how he got some of the brands to be able to show them. There's literally like a moment where it's just going through these brands to like show you like how 80s the movie is. Like I'm just surprised that must have cost a lot of money, just that scene alone.
I mean, I feel like you'd be like for like a biopic, you'd be legally allowed to use the actual brands, right? As long as you're telling an accurate story.
I mean, there is some compensation for that though. You definitely have to pay the companies to use their brands.
Yeah,
like Wonder
I guess
Bread and
like the
stuff
products
like
and shit. I wonder how that would go down, like how the licensing worked. Because did they thank them in the credits, or will we left before we could see anything about that?
I didn't see the. Yeah, we didn't see much of the credits. How do you feel about the '80s aesthetic, and how do you think he did?
I mean, I think they did pretty well. Like literally, especially with like the European brands. Like that definitely made sense, I feel, with the way that the sneaker styles were back then, like whatever the fuck Adidas was doing in the 80s with those shoes that they showed Jordan, that shit was, I was like, ugh, in the theater.
Yeah, no.
Like that shit was whack, bro. Like the shoes themselves, like,
I don't know,
like
I don't remember the model.
In fashion.
Yeah, I don't.
Bro,
I don't
it was
the model.
Bro, it was just the 3 stripes, and it was like a fat shoe. Like that shit was not. That's like clown shoes. Like the Air Force Ones were insane. Who was the guy who was the shoemaker in Nike? Like who was that actor?
I can look it up. He was in a movie that came out last year called Funny Pages. I did not like that movie, but he was good in the movie. he's
Yeah,
pretty
he was
decent.
pretty good here too. But he had a very limited role.
He plays a way more dramatic. It's a completely different character in Funny Pages, but like he still has the same like mannerisms, low key, like in this one. Less of a weird character, but there's this quirkiness with that actor that works
Gotcha.
really well and translates well to the screen.
Yeah, the shoemaker is cool.
Matthew Maher, I think that's his name.
Maher.
Yeah, he played Peter Moore. Peter Moore. That was the name of the guy who designed the Jordans. Yeah.
And who was the one character? He was in Rush Hour. What was his name again?
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker?
Yeah.
Chris Tucker was pretty good in this. Like he was very charismatic in this movie, which is, I mean, that's what they paid him to do. And he just fully nailed it. Like he's like character actor, like typecast now, I feel.
No, but here's the thing. It was because one thing that really stood out to me in this movie was like there's a lot of great actors, as I said, in this movie. So it's hard to stand out when you're amongst like so much greatness. But one thing I felt for sure was Chris Tucker and of course Viola Davis as Jordan's mom. They were the standouts of this movie in my opinion. I thought Chris Tucker did an amazing job. He doesn't have like the biggest role in the movie, but he's definitely one of the better supporting characters that are in the film. But like he was incredible. When he's talking to the parents and all he has some great scenes, like just the way he is. There's something about the way he carries himself in this movie that's different from anything he's done before. Like I remember he was in have you seen the movie Silver Linings Playbook?
No.
I believe he was in that movie, so it's not his first time taking on like a dramatic role, even though there is humor to his character here. So yeah, he did a great job. Viola Davis, like, come on, she doesn't even have to try, and she just like topped everyone in this movie. You know, like she was incredible. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were like fine, but they were the ones where I feel like they were just doing their job. You know, they weren't like as much of a...
Yeah, I mean, you could replace any of them with Mark Wahlberg, and I feel like it would have been the same movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, because Matt Damon's Matt Damon at this point. He's in this movie kind of has like that Seth Rogen effect, where like you've seen so many movies of his where it's like it's the same character, you know. But it's not necessarily bad. He doesn't give it a bad performance. It's just Matt Damon.
Yeah, like,
you know, like
gambler, like numbers guy, like somehow Bostonian, even though he's in Oregon. Like,
what's funny is like this is it's like technically a non-spoiler discussion, but the movie like it's the real life.
Yeah, I mean,
so
they signed Jordan at the end of the movie, guys. In case you didn't know, they show the shoe.
They do something though in this movie that was interesting. They don't. It's not very as just straightforward as like they signed Jordan. They do something here where it makes you sweat a little bit. You know, there's a very good scene towards in the third act there that really had us on the edge of our seat. But yeah, first.
Like, so this isn't, I wouldn't consider this spoiler territory, but they don't really show Jordan in the movie. And I know that the movie isn't about Jordan, it's about the shoe, but the shoe is called Air Jordan, and it has Jordan's literal silhouette on it.
Yeah.
And the only, it's like, it took me out of the movie when they literally teased Jordan, even though he was physically present in the thing. Like, they got out of a car, and then you see Jordan's dad, Jordan's mom, and then Jordan's shoulder is in like the corner of the frame, and you're like, yo, but then they don't show his face ever. Like, they only show the back of his head. Like he says,
yeah, Ben Affleck was talking about that in interviews that he's not in this. Like, they're not showing the actor's face. They just had like basically the silhouette of Jordan. But like for me personally, I feel like that's part of its strength. That's what's so it makes the movie have an extra layer. You know, I feel like you don't need to see his face, and I feel like that adds to the shoe that they're trying to tell the story about. This, like how the shoe became such a symbol itself. It's like, you don't need to see this guy's face. You know who Michael Jordan is. That's how much of an impact he had on culture. Like, that's it. You know?
damn, I'm still definitely trying to peep the like his face though, because it's just like it's like I was literally feeling like they were teasing us. Like they were like, "Yo, Jordan is here, but you can't see him."
I don't know. That sounds like a you problem.
I mean, it probably is.
It definitely is a you problem.
It took me out because I'm like, "Yo, that's Jordan," and it's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, bro. Wow. Okay, we get it. You can't get like you can't fully get somebody who is close enough to Jordan." I mean, we've had biopics like Jobs, where like the dude does not look like Steve Jobs at all, and that shit is insane.
But it wasn't. I doubt there's not someone who looks like Michael Jordan. I think it was genuinely because it serves the story. Not showing Jordan helps like the narrative become stronger.
They could show him a little bit, like.
They showed clips of Michael Jordan. I think that's enough.
Yeah, but that's like we're talking about like bald Jordan from like 1995. Like they're showing those clips like that shit. Like they were showing like they were intercutting like older clips of Jordan. Like I don't even think they cut the clips of Jordan when he was originally wearing the Air Jordans like in 1988, 1989. Like they didn't show those clips. They showed him like towards the end of his career. Not they didn't show him on the Wizards.
Not really.
But,
I mean, one of the main clips obviously was for when he was not even on the NBA court.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main.
I guess I'm like not really into the lack. Like it's so weird. They have a. It's about Jordan, but there's a lack of Jordan. It's
not about Jordan though. It's about the shoe.
It's about the Air Jordans.
Yeah. It's about the shoe. It's not about Jordan.
Well, they have a quote in the movie about the shoe that I can't spoil
Everything
it.
You're complaining about is literally what they did to make the story strong.
It needs more Jordan.
It's a you problem.
Needs more Jordan.
One thing I appreciated also, which was dope to me, was that along with the pacing and how fast the movie moved, the setting was contained. We don't really go anywhere besides the Nike facility, Jordan's home, and then images of other facilities. It could have been the same building. I don't really remember.
I mean, yeah, they literally only went he was in Vegas for like one quick 2 to 3 quick shots, and then that was it, right?
Yeah.
So it was just Nike, what is it, Carolina? That's it.
I mean, there was a couple of shots of him driving, but that was it.
My car.
Bro tried to put drive my car while I was driving my car.
We got stuck in traffic in the Bronx, so it kind of didn't really work out.
I'm not gonna lie though. If we were driving on the highway, it would have hit.
If it was on the highway, I was starting to like it.
I was starting to like it.
But the goddamn Bronx had to fuck something up as per usual.
That's what happens, bro. That's what happens when you're stuck in traffic. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think that was nice. It definitely helped the budget. That's an interesting.
Oh yeah.
Or that's not the right word to use, but it's impressive. Rather impressive that they were able to tell this story, which is so important to basketball history and shoe culture, in such a small, small space or small choice of location. I think that's very impressive. What I really think they hit home was the message. I think the message was very strong in this movie, which is probably why it's getting so much praise, is because they did a good job of hammering that home. They got the job done. Families can go to this movie and really take something away from it. I know it even inspired me. You're watching this and you can't help but be inspired because of how great Jordan was. But not only that, but how persistent Matt Damon's character is. This feeling that no, this feels right. I have to do it. He's not doing it because of greed. He's not doing it because he's he wants to just make money off of Jordan. It's kind of selfish, but selfish in a way.
He has a job. like baseline. He has a job, so he technically has to do it. But it's more than just I'm getting paid to do this.
It was more like, to him it was more than that. It was like, no, this is the right thing to do. Like, I can't see Jordan with these other companies. Like, you can really help us here, and we can really help you.
Yeah,
you know, and things happen along the way that even strengthen the message and how the shoe gets made and stuff like that. But yeah, like there's a scene, Jason Bateman, which I didn't even mention. He's really good in this scene as a supporting character. I thought,
is Jason Bateman the head of the basketball division or something like that of Nike?
I forgot what it was.
Or was he the agent?
No, the agent was. I forgot the actor's name. He played Victor Zsasz in Birds of Prey. That's all I remember him from. I believe that's the same actor. Yeah. Yeah, that was L casting. I mean, not L casting, L role. That was not, no.
You know,
Chris Messina, David Falk.
All I remember from Birds of Prey is Harley Quinn really wanted, like, was it a bacon, egg, and cheese or a chopped cheese?
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
She really needed that bacon, egg, and cheese. That shit was crazy. Like,
Jason Bateman played Rob Stracer. I believe that's his name.
So the agent or the head of the basketball division? Because I don't know.
He was the director of marketing.
Okay. Oh, so marketing. Okay, so that guy. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, but no, there's a great scene with him and Matt Damon, which really explained that part where like you're being selfish in a way because you're kind of risking everyone else's jobs, but it's for a good reason, and I can tell, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot of the movie was about family. I guess in a way, like I guess what is it? Matt Damon's found family at the Nike facility because he's just a single dude with no wife, with no kid. We don't even know about his parents, so he's pretty lonely. All he does is rewatch basketball tape. Basically, that's his life. We rewatch basketball tape, gamble,
scout,
be good at gambling, scout.
We saw him in the beginning. They show him like scouting at some college games and stuff like that.
So he's fully devoted to basketball and like finding talent. Like that's his life. That's it. Nothing else.
I mean, yeah, that's his job.
Yeah.
I'm not sure actually about the family life, but basing on how that scene went down, I don't think he had.
Like, yeah, he did. He had no wedding ring. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Although, like they even hinted to it because he was eating TV dinner alone, in his room, right in a house. So
yeah,
you could. It's the '80s. You could make an assumption they're playing on that. So yeah.
I guess one thing though I think about this movie is that one of the complaints we're probably gonna hear is that it doesn't really do anything to impact like film or whatever. Like it's not, but I don't think it has to. That's not the purpose of the movie. It's just telling a story, a really inspirational one at that. So to me personally, I think it was very enjoyable. I really think they did a good job. It didn't need to do anything too crazy. It wasn't meant to do that. So yeah, I guess like obviously there's ways it could have been more interesting in terms of directing and stuff like that. But I feel like Ben Affleck did a solid enough job here. I'm a fan of his previous movies. I haven't seen all of them. I was a really big fan of The Town, which I'm trying to put you on to because it's a great movie. It's a really great movie.
If only Benzion wasn't snoring that day, we might have been able to have seen it. But
you're capping.
I mean, I wasn't.
You had to go home.
Yeah, I had to as well. And Benzion couldn't even keep his eyes open.
For the Mandalorian. Yeah, we were trying to watch the Mandalorian.
My man was...
But yeah, that's an incredible movie. Jeremy Renner got, I believe, nominated. I don't know if he won, but he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars.
For what?
For The Town.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like Ben Affleck's no joke when it comes to directing. People sleep on Ben Affleck.
I mean, dude made Argo. Like, I vaguely remember seeing it as a kid. That shit was crazy. I got to see it again. Oh,
I don't think that's the one. I think that's one of the ones I didn't see. And that's the one that won Best Picture. I have to watch that shit. Yeah, I actually have to get it.
They have the Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner. That's crazy.
Jimmy Renner.
They got the Jeremy Renner pick about the accident that he had.
I knew you were gonna mention that shit. Yeah, poor guy, bro.
If only we had the Jeremy Renner app, we could have known this like immediately.
Jeremy Renner app?
You don't remember the Jeremy Renner app?
No.
So there was an app that was just the Jeremy Renner app, and it was just literally Jeremy Renner's private Twitter feed, and people could post about how much they like Jeremy Renner. So it was like an app you could download on your phone that's just a fan page for him. So
That's fucking incredible.
100% true. Google it. I am being dead ass, bro. Put like fully they had this shit.
Now that you mention it, I think I might remember something
like
that.
Like they had their own like system. Like I forgot what it was, but it was. Imagine being such a Jeremy Renner fan that you get the Jeremy Renner app, bruh. Not his Twitter, the app.
Oh my god. But yeah, yeah, Ben Affleck does have better movies than this. I definitely think The Town is a better film than this, but they're also two very different movies, you know?
Ben Affleck has been making like some weird move, like he made the Alcoholic movie where he was a basketball coach.
He didn't direct that though. He
didn't. It. He produced it though, right?
Maybe. I believe that was forgot what
that was like some pandemic shit.
It was just before the pandemic, actually, in March.
I saw it on streaming
because it came out to rent. Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah,
there was like the Onward and stuff like that came out on Disney Plus like a month later.
Gotcha.
Invisible Man got screwed.
That shit was crazy.
That was the last movie I think me and you. We didn't see it together because I didn't know you.
I saw it in theaters. Oh, sorry. I saw it at home.
Oh, you saw it at home?
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I was in the hospital.
I got to see it in Prime at AMC.
Bruh.
Yeah,
they had it in IMAX.
That would have been gas. Yeah, that's a good movie too.
That shit was crazy.
But yeah, so regarding Ben Affleck having better movies, I don't think it brings it down one bit. I think it's a very enjoyable movie. Very easy family movie. You can take your family to go see it, which is weird because it is a family movie, but it's rated R for the language because there is that one scene with the agent of Michael Jordan, I believe, the manager basically, who was like taking him to all these brands, and there's that one scene where he goes off. So that's the one reason the movie's rated R. But it was funny because there were children in the theater too.
It's a PG-13 ass movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I guess there's like a couple of they say fuck.
Honestly,
every once in a while,
it's like,
you know, like
it's like PG basically. If you remove that scene, it's PG. Like honestly, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
in the 80s, this movie would be PG.
MPA
is
is
100%.
tweaking. MPA is tweaking with this,
Yeah,
bro.
nah, rated R is kind of wild.
They need something in between R and PG-13, and they need something in between R and X. I feel, because like I feel like some movies should get away with more violence, but then it shouldn't be X-rated. You know. Like
one of the movies that
like we have NC-17, but I feel like that's still too OD. Like we just needed to be a little bit more liberal with the.
I mean,
ratings.
NC-17 is basically including very explicit like sexual content.
Yeah,
that's
like,
what NC-17 is really used for. I think there's rarely any like violence in movies that suggest it deserves a NC-17 rating. Well, you know,
I haven't seen that one movie by Roger Eggers.
It's Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers. Which it came out. It's like about like Vikings or barbarians.
Oh, The Northman.
The Northman. Apparently, it was supposed to be rated more than R, but they had to cut it down a little bit or something like that
for the theatrical release, probably because NC-17 is not. They don't release.
Yeah, so that's why you need something between R and NC-17 because like okay.
I mean that doesn't really make sense because R is like you could do whatever you want. It's like it's for adults. It's for everyone over 17. Like you could do.
Well, they should be.
It's the same thing because NC-17 just means. So the difference between NC-17 and restricted is that in a restricted movie, if you are over the age of 17, you can take someone, I believe, or 21 or whatever the age is, you can take someone who's under the age of 17 to see the movie. NC-17 means no one under the age of 17 is allowed in the theater.
Yeah, so we need to be more like there should be more NC-17 movies that are R. I feel.
What do you
basically I feel like the standards are too restrictive, right? Like we shouldn't be doing that to like Barbarian.
I mean, I'm not correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember there was like a bunch of like movies in the 80s that came out were like PG at the time, but they should have been R. Like it wasn't like, I might be completely wrong here, but wasn't like Terminator or something originally like PG?
Yeah, that makes sense. It should be PG-13 at most.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
no way Terminator's an R movie.
I wouldn't.
In no
like,
universe should Terminator be an R
I'm
movie.
thinking of like the way they're thinking, like the
Gotcha.
rating system, you know.
Well,
I guess nowadays
they
they're
be bugging.
definitely more restrictive on
They
it.
be
There's a bunch of movies where like Mad Max Fury Road really doesn't have that much business being R.
I mean,
there's a couple
blood,
of scenes in there,
like boo hoo, like oh man, pregnant woman died, like oh think of the kids, like come on, bro, like it's Mad Max, bro, let it rock, okay.
Incredible movie.
Furiosa is gonna be gas.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But so as a director, is this your first Ben Affleck movie that you've seen?
I mean, I saw the alcoholic one.
I mean, that's not his, like... So there was...
Argo.
Live by Night?
I saw Argo when I was really young. So I don't know if I can qualify that as something that I've seen, because I barely remember it.
So after watching Air, would you say that you're looking forward to something that he might make in the future?
No. But I know that Argo is good, so that means I would look forward to something else that he makes. But just off of Air, I would be like... I feel like... Because, like... If Air, let's say Air is the only thing I saw from Ben Affleck, and I didn't know Ben Affleck was like an award-winning actor who was in some of the best movies made.
Yeah.
Air I would be like
a bit underwhelmed about it.
Yeah, okay, you know, he's making a new movie. Okay, I'll wait. Like stuff like that.
I mean, you'll watch The Town, I think it'll change your mind.
Okay.
Because that's actually a really well-made movie.
I mean, what about you?
Me? If I was just watching, I mean, I personally was interested in this movie mostly because Ben Affleck directed it, and I've seen The Town, and I like Ben Affleck as an actor,
okay.
So I was excited to see what he was going to do this time.
I was just here for Mike. I was here for basketball.
But yeah, he did a good job. The film served its purpose. I think it definitely gave us a reason for the movie to exist. You know, like it's not like they could have not made this movie. I definitely feel like the story is worth being told. It's a very important story. It's one of them. Like I said, most important stories in terms of Michael Jordan's history and shoe culture. As you saw the facts, like I think in that year alone, they made like $167 million in the first year or something like that. It was insane.
It highlighted the start of the player empowerment era in sports and in the NBA specifically. Because now you have like LeBron with the LeBrons. You have Curry with Currys. Right, so because of Jordan, all of these players have shoe brands named after themselves, like KD, Kyrie, Curry, LeBron, Dwayne Wade.
I mean, Nike also
Klay Thompson, like a bunch of like literally mad players, even in like random brands. Like Klay Thompson has like a Chinese brand. I forgot their name, but it's like crazy now. Like it's about the players' names now more so than the model of the shoe.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say also like Nike also deserves some of that credit because they were the ones who allowed that to like
they
pass,
said
you know?
they said yes to letting Jordan get the percentage.
They literally just did it. Like they just did it. That's it. Oh, there's a great scene where like that quote comes from "Just Do It" in the movie. It's hilarious. I didn't even know that's where it came from. But,
yeah, he was like when he was on the phone in a specific moment, he was like, "Just do it."
Yeah,
trying to hear the bad news. Just do it.
Yeah. But yeah, Air, man, go check it out. Definitely support this movie. I feel like more movies like this should be in theaters. I'm not mad at it. I'm happy it was made.
I mean, it's good. It's better than like a lot of the shit that's come out since January.
Yeah,
so.
January and February were rough.
Yeah,
rough.
We need Deadpool back. Can you save February for us, Deadpool? Please, thank you.
Yeah. So that's a wrap for this episode. Thanks for watching.
Wow.